I couldn't stop grinning as I scrolled through the hotel website again. Emily's going to freak out, I murmured to myself. This is perfect. Ryan popped his head into my apartment. Still planning your big surprise? He asked, smirking. I spun around, trying to look casual. Maybe, just thinking. Thinking, he raised an eyebrow. You've been staring at that screen for 2 hours. Come on, man. Spill it. Don't tell me you're booking a full island just for your anniversary. I chuckled nervously. Not the whole island, just the hotel. The one she's always dreamed about. Beachfront spa, all-inclusive, everything. Ryan leaned against the doorframe. Dude, you're glowing. She's gonna love it. But seriously, how do you keep this a secret? I've been careful, I said, clicking the confirm booking button. Emily has no idea. I want her reaction to be genuine, priceless. That's why I had to do it in secret. Prized reactions are your specialty, Ryan teased. Remember last Valentine's Day when you tried to cook that fancy dinner? Nearly burned the apartment down. I groaned. Let's not bring that up. This time, I've learned my lesson. The truth is, I had rehearsed the moment 100 times in my head. I imagined her eyes widening, her hand over her mouth, the laugh that always made me melt. Emily was special. She had this way of noticing small things, always complimenting the way I wore my hair or the coffee I made in the morning. I loved that. I loved her. I frowned for a moment. Something felt off lately. She'd been texting less, sometimes drifting off mid-conversation, checking her phone a little too often. But no, I pushed that thought away. I'm just overthinking, I muttered. Ryan noticed. Wait, are you worried? No, I said too quickly, then softened. It's nothing. Just excitement, I guess. He studied me. Excitement, huh? Sure. You've been acting weirdly happy, though. More than usual. Usually, you're nervous Rex Central. I laughed, scratching the back of my neck. Maybe I'm changing. Maybe this surprise is going to change me, too. In a good way. Ryan smirked. You sound like a love-struck teenager. 10 years of marriage, and you're still acting like you just met her. That's exactly why I want this to be perfect, I said softly. My chest tightened thinking about her smile. I want her to know. I still notice everything about her. I still care about every little thing. Man, you're hopeless, Ryan said, shaking his head. But I get it. You love her. I do, I said, my voice catching slightly. More than anything. And I just want to remind her, even after all these years. Ryan clapped me on the shoulder. Well, I can't wait to hear how it goes. Just don't overdo it. You might scare her with how much thought you put in. I won't, I promised. Though the truth was, I wanted every detail perfect. The candles, the beach view, even a little welcome gift. I wanted this to be a memory she'd never forget. Okay, Mr. Romantic, I'm out, Ryan said, heading to the door. Don't forget to act casual around her. Like nothing's up. Yeah, I said, waving him off, but my smile returned instantly. This is going to be amazing. I can feel it. I leaned back in my chair, staring at the confirmation email on my screen. My heart raced with anticipation. Emily had no idea. And that was exactly how I wanted it. Little did I know, life had a different plan for this anniversary. I sat at the kitchen table, staring at my laptop, heart hammering. No, this can't be right, I muttered. My fingers trembled over the keyboard. I had typed our names in the booking system to double-check and froze. Ryan's voice buzzed in my mind, teasing me, but I barely heard it. Emily's name appeared on another reservation. Same hotel, same dates, but not for us. I couldn't breathe. Emily, I called out softly, trying to keep my voice steady. She appeared from the living room, holding her phone, smiling as if everything were normal. Hey, honey, what's up? She said, tilting her head. I swallowed. Can we talk for a second? My voice was tighter than I wanted. Of course, she said, setting her phone down. Is everything okay? I tried to keep calm. I was checking something. I noticed you booked a hotel for our anniversary. Same hotel I just booked. My stomach dropped. Care to explain? Emily blinked. Oh, that. She shifted, avoiding my gaze. It's complicated. Complicated? I repeated, my voice sharper than intended. We've been planning this for months. You booked the same place? With someone else? She hesitated. Well, yes, but it's not what you think. Not what I think. My hands tightened into fists. Then what am I supposed to think, Emily? I thought we were, us. We are us, she said quickly. I wanted a surprise too. Something I thought you'd never plan. It's silly, I guess. Silly. My voice cracked. Emily, I spent weeks planning this. Every detail. And you've already booked the same hotel with who? She looked away. Alex. I felt my chest tighten, the world narrowing to that one name. Alex. I whispered, barely able to breathe. Our anniversary. You're going with Alex? She shook her head. I didn't mean it's not. Not what? I pressed, my voice low and trembling. Not cheating? Not betraying me? Emily, I don't understand. I didn't plan to hurt you, she said, finally looking at me. I felt alone sometimes. And he was there. I didn't think it mattered. I didn't think you'd notice. Notice? I laughed bitterly. Emily, I notice everything. I notice when you smile, when you're sad, when something's off. How can I not notice this? She flinched, eyes filling with tears. I didn't mean to. Don't. I raised a hand. Don't tell me you didn't mean to. Because you did. You knew what this meant. There was silence for a long moment. I replayed every conversation, every missed detail, every late night. Had I ignored the signs? Had I been blind for months? My mind raced, shoving through memories, looking for something I could have missed. Mark, she started softly. I don't know who I am to you anymore, I said, my voice breaking. I thought we were forever. I thought I knew you. I thought I knew us. But now, I trailed off, my hand shaking. Emily reached out. Please, just listen. I pulled back. No, I can't, not yet. I need time. Why, Emily? Why now? I don't know, she cried. I didn't plan for this to happen like this. I swear I didn't. I stared at her, feeling the room close in. The betrayal was sharp, slicing through me like glass. I wanted to scream, to cry, to shake her until she admitted everything. But I couldn't. All I could do was sit there, trying to make sense of a life that suddenly didn't. The phone buzzed, our hotel. A confirmation for my booking. I stared at it, wishing I could erase everything, wishing I could unsee Emily's reservation. But it was real. I need to be alone, I whispered, standing. My voice was hollow. Emily didn't stop me. She just watched, guilt written all over her face, while I left the room, my mind spinning. I felt like I had been living in a dream, and now someone had ripped the curtain away. Even the hotel staff couldn't fix this. Even paradise couldn't erase the truth. I sank onto the couch in the empty living room, staring at the wall, trying to breathe. How had it come to this? How had I missed it all? My heart ached. My trust was gone. And somewhere deep inside, a small, burning thought began to form. I couldn't just let this go. I couldn't stop thinking about Emily and Alex. My mind kept circling the same questions. How long? When did this start? How did I not see it? I picked up my phone, pretending to scroll through emails, but really I was looking for clues. A receipt from a fancy restaurant caught my eye. Dinner without me? I muttered. My chest tightened. I dialed Ryan. Hey, I said, forcing calm into my voice. What's up, man? He answered. I think Emily's hiding something, I admitted. I can't explain it, but I feel it. Careful, dude, Ryan said. You don't want to jump to conclusions. I know, I said, swallowing. But I saw a receipt, and there are messages I don't recognize. Messages? Ryan asked. Text she deletes. Call she ignores. Little things, I explained, my voice trembling. I keep replaying moments, thinking maybe I missed signs. Mark, Ryan's tone softened. You need proof before you confront her. Don't let paranoia make things worse. I can't just wait, I said, my fingers tightening around the phone. I need to know. I need to see for myself. Fine, Ryan said. But be smart. Don't get caught snooping. I won't, I promised. Later, I watched her quietly from the couch while she texted, pretending to read a book. My eyes narrowed at her phone screen. I couldn't read her messages, but her reactions, smiling, subtle laughs, made my stomach twist. Who are you texting? I asked casually. Emily glanced up, eyes wide. Oh, no one. Just a friend. A friend. I repeated. Seems like you're having a lot of fun with this friend. She hesitated. It's nothing, Mark. Really. I let it go for the moment, but the doubt festered. Every small detail became a puzzle piece. Her lipstick on a glass I didn't recognize, the scent on her jacket, the sudden excuses for late nights. The next day, I opened social media under the guise of looking for vacation ideas. My stomach sank when I saw them. Emily and Alex, smiling, holding cocktails, a photo tagged at the hotel I had booked. I dropped my phone. No, it can't be, I whispered. My hands are shaking so badly, I could barely hold the screen. Ryan's warning rang in my ears, but I couldn't stop myself. I had to know. I clicked on the photo. There they were, Emily, laughing with her head tilted toward Alex. Alex, grinning, arm around her shoulder. The image burned into my mind. I staggered to the couch. How could I not see this? How could I be so blind? I whispered. My chest felt tight. My thoughts were chaotic. Anger, disbelief, sadness, all tangled together. I kept replaying our recent conversations in my head. Every time she seemed distracted, every canceled plan, every little excuse, it all made sense now. Every memory became evidence, and it was crushing me. I tried to shake the thought. Maybe it's just one picture. Maybe it's nothing. But the rational voice was weak, drowned out by the gut-wrenching image I'd seen. Ryan's voice echoed in my memory. Don't jump to conclusions, man. But I couldn't stop. I had the proof I didn't want, and it burned in my chest. I felt a wave of rage and helplessness at the same time. My hands shook. My mind screamed. I wanted to confront them, to yell, to demand answers. But I stayed still, gripping the couch like it could anchor me against the storm of emotions. I need to know everything, I muttered to myself. I can't live not knowing. I have to see who she really is, who Alex really is. And at that moment, I decided I would follow the clues. Quietly, carefully. I would piece it all together before I let her know I suspected anything. But the thought that Emily, my wife, was smiling in someone else's arms made my heart clench with a mix of heartbreak and fury I had never felt before. I waited until she got home, my hands clenched into fists, my chest tight. The moment she walked in, I felt a surge of anger I couldn't contain. Emily, I said, my voice low and controlled. We need to talk. Now. She looked up from her bag, startled. Mark, what is it? What is it? I repeated, stepping closer. You tell me. You booked the hotel with Alex. You smiled at him like you used to smile at me. Care to explain? Her eyes widened, and she opened her mouth, then closed it. I didn't think it would get to this point. Not think it would get to this point. I snapped. Emily, I saw the pictures. I saw your messages. I saw him, holding you at the hotel I booked for us. She flinched. Mark, please. I didn't plan for this to happen. I felt, I don't know, neglected, I guess. Neglected? I laughed bitterly. Neglected? Emily, I've been here, planning, loving, thinking about you every single day. And this is how you repay me. She shook her head, tears forming. It's not like that. I just felt lonely. And he listened to me. He made me feel seen. Seen? I asked, my voice trembling. Do you think I don't see you? Do you think I don't notice every little thing about you? Every laugh, every frown, every late night I stayed awake worrying? She swallowed hard. I know you do. I don't know what I wanted. I just wanted someone to notice me in a way I thought you stopped noticing. I felt my chest tighten, anger and heartbreak fighting each other. So you went behind my back? You lied to me? You smiled at him, held his hand, booked our anniversary with him? Emily's lips trembled. I didn't mean to hurt you. I really didn't. I thought you didn't care anymore. I didn't want to lose you. Just what? I demanded. You just wanted to feel important? At my expense. I'm sorry, she shouted, finally letting the tears fall. I'm sorry, Mark. I never wanted to hurt you. I made a mistake, okay? I made a terrible mistake. I shook my head, my throat tight. A mistake? Emily, this isn't a mistake. This is betrayal. This is the person I love, choosing someone else, choosing him over us. I didn't choose him over you, she cried. I was confused. I felt lost. Please try to understand. I can't understand, I said, my voice breaking. I can't. I thought we had everything, and now I don't even know who you are anymore. How could you do this to me? I, I don't know, she whispered, her face pale. I thought I needed, I don't know what I needed. I ran a hand through my hair, trying to steady myself. You think this is just about what you needed? Emily, this is about us, about trust, about love, and you threw it all away. I know, she shouted, backing away. I'm sorry, okay? I really am. I felt a wave of despair crash over me. My knees weakened, my chest burned. Sorry doesn't fix this, I said quietly. It doesn't erase the pictures I saw, the messages I found, the nights I spent thinking everything was fine. She hesitated, biting her lip. Mark, please. I shook my head. No, not right now. I can't even look at you without remembering him. I can't. I need space. I can't deal with this right now. Emily's eyes filled with shock and panic. Mark, don't push me away. I'm not pushing, I said, my voice cold. I need to breathe without this weight. I need to figure out how to even live with this. She froze, staring at me. So that's it? You're done. I don't know, I admitted. I can't handle this tonight. I can't. Without another word, Emily grabbed her bag and stormed out, the door slamming behind her. The sound echoed through the apartment, leaving me in stunned silence. I sank onto the couch, my hands shaking. My heart ached. My mind spun with anger, confusion, and grief. I felt numb and hollow, like someone had carved out a piece of me. I whispered to myself, barely breathing, How could you do this to us? The apartment was empty, but the betrayal echoed louder than any word she had said. And for the first time, I felt the cold, heavy truth settle in. Nothing would ever be the same. I sat in the dark living room, staring at the wall as if it could answer the questions pounding in my head. The apartment felt emptier than ever. I kept replaying everything. Her smile, the way she held Alex, the way I had been blind. I whispered to myself, how did it come to this? The memory of our first date hit me. I laughed quietly, remembering how she spilled coffee on my shirt, and we ended up laughing for hours in that little cafe. Then anniversaries, quiet mornings, her leaning against me as we watched movies. All of it tainted now. A knock at the door pulled me out of the spiral. Mark, Ryan's voice. Yeah, come in, I said, voice hollow. He stepped inside, carrying a pizza box. I figured you'd need food and company. I forced a smile. Thanks, man. He set the box down and sat across from me. So, Emily, I shook my head. She's gone. Left me in shock. I don't even know what to feel. Feel angry, he said bluntly. Feel hurt. Don't try to swallow it all in one gulp. I am angry, I said, voice tight. I'm angry, betrayed, devastated, and I still love her. Ryan leaned forward. Love doesn't have to mean weakness. You're allowed to feel, but you're also allowed to protect yourself. Don't get lost in what she did. Focus on what you need. I rubbed my temples. Focus on what I need, like what? Revenge? Exposure? Making her pay? Ryan shook his head. Maybe not revenge. Maybe just reclaiming yourself. Don't let her decisions define you. I swallowed. It's hard. Every memory hits me like a punch. Every anniversary, every small moment. I keep thinking maybe I ignored signs. Maybe I wasn't enough. Enough. Ryan scoffed. Mark, stop blaming yourself. She made her choice. That's on her, not you. I know. I admitted, though a small voice of guilt lingered. I know, but it hurts anyway. I can't just erase 10 years of us. Ryan put a hand on my shoulder. You don't have to erase it. You just have to live with it. Learn from it. And maybe one day move on. I looked at him, eyes stinging. Move on, easier said than done. I keep imagining her with him, laughing, smiling, everything I thought was ours. Ryan sighed. I get it, but you're stronger than you think. You've been blindsided, yes, but you can take control. Decide what happens next. Don't wait for her. Don't wait for fate. I lean back, staring at the ceiling. I keep thinking about revenge. Not physical, but I want her to understand the pain she caused. To see what it feels like to lose someone who loves you fully. Careful, man, Ryan warned. That road can destroy you more than it does her. I know, I said quietly. But maybe there's a way to do it without losing myself. To reclaim some dignity. To remind myself I'm not powerless. Ryan nodded. That's the spirit. Focus on you, not just her. Let her decisions teach you what kind of man you want to be from now on. I rub my eyes. It's just hard. I feel lost, betrayed, angry, and yet part of me still wants to fix everything. Ryan gave a small laugh. Mark, you're hopelessly loyal, but that's your strength too. Just redirect it. Not to her, to yourself. Find a way to survive this and maybe grow. I nodded slowly, letting his words sink in. Grow, survive. I guess that's all I can do right now. But I can't stay here, drowning in memories and anger. Ryan smiled faintly. Good. That's the first step. The next step, you start planning. Not for revenge, not to hurt her, but for you. For your self-respect. I exhaled, a small spark of determination forming. Yeah, for me. I'll figure out my next move. Quietly, carefully. I won't let this destroy me. Ryan patted my shoulder. That's my friend. Now eat something before you spiral completely. I laughed quietly for the first time that night. Thanks, man. I think I can start moving forward. Slowly, but forward. I stared at the hotel website again, my hands trembling. This is crazy, I muttered to myself. But I need to see it. I need to know. I clicked through the booking system under a fake name, carefully typing in details I knew Emily would never recognize. My chest raced. Mark, what are you doing? I whispered. This isn't you. This is obsessive. A part of me laughed at the thought. Obsessive? Maybe, but necessary. I practiced what I would say if I ran into them. Excuse me. I think there's been a mistake. Are you Emily? No, too weak. Emily, I know what you're doing. Too aggressive. I exhaled sharply. I'll figure it out when the time comes. Quietly, carefully. The next day, I called the hotel. Ms. Lane, the concierge, picked up immediately. Good morning, this is Ms. Lane. How may I help you? Hi, I'd like to book a room, I said, keeping my voice calm. Name? Nathan Reed. Certainly, Mr. Reed. What dates? I hesitated for a second, then said, the same week as my friend vacation. Just a coincidence. Ms. Lane hummed. Very well, Mr. Reed. Beachfront suite? Breakfast included? Yes. Perfect. I kept my voice casual, trying to hide the excitement and fear swirling in me. Consider it booked. We'll look forward to your stay. I hung up and sank into my chair. My heart pounded. I can't believe I'm doing this, I muttered. Seeing them without her knowing, it's insane. But I need the truth. I need closure or revenge or something. I imagine the confrontation. Alex's smug grin, Emily's distracted smile. I clench my fists. Do I expose them? Confront him? Confront her? I ask myself, pacing. Or let karma do its work? No, I can't just wait. I need to protect myself. I imagined walking through the hotel lobby, pretending to be Nathan Reed. The thought made my stomach twist with both fear and excitement. I'll be invisible. I'll watch. I'll learn. And then, I'll decide what to do. I packed lightly, talking to myself as I prepared. Keep your cool, Mark. Don't let them see anything. Observe, don't act. You're not here for drama. Not yet. Ryan's voice echoed in my mind. Be smart. Don't get caught. I nodded to myself. I won't. I have to do this carefully. One misstep, and everything could explode. The first day at the hotel, I checked in under Nathan Reed. Ms. Lane handed me the key with a smile. Welcome, Mr. Reed. Enjoy your stay. Thank you, I said, keeping my tone neutral, hiding the storm inside. From my balcony, I could see the main pool area. Families laughed, sunbathers lounged, and in the distance, Emily. And next to her, Alex, that arrogant grin plastered across his face. Son of a... I muttered under my breath. My fists clenched around the railing. I stayed back, observing. Emily laughed at something he said. I noticed the way he leaned toward her, talking like he owned her attention. My heart pounded. He's so confident, so sure of himself. But she's distracted. Guilt? Maybe. I'll see. I whispered to myself. Patience. Don't act. Watch and learn. Every little interaction was a dagger. Every smile, every laugh, every touch Alex made, it hurt and fueled me at the same time. My mind raced with plans, not to destroy them, but to reclaim my life, my dignity. Expose them? Wait for karma. I whispered to the empty balcony. I'll figure it out. But right now, observation. Knowledge. That's all. And as I leaned back, trying to steady my shaking hands, a small spark of determination lit inside me. I wasn't powerless. Not yet. I would see everything, learn everything, and when the time was right, I would act. I sat on the balcony, pretending to read a book, but my eyes never left them. Emily and Alex lounged near the pool, drinks in hand. At first glance, they looked happy, but then I noticed the little things. Alex snapped at a waiter for a minor mistake. Are you kidding me? That's not what I ordered. His tone was sharp, dismissive. Emily flinched, lowering her gaze. It's okay, she murmured softly. It's not okay. Alex barked. I told you. This is unacceptable. I clenched my fists, barely breathing. That's the man I've been angry about, the one holding her hand now. But watching his arrogance, the way he thought the world revolved around him, a small part of me felt relief. Emily's eyes flicked toward me, as if sensing my presence. I quickly ducked behind my book, but I noticed the tension in her shoulders, the way she bit her lip, the faint blush of guilt. Later, I overheard a conversation they thought was private. Emily, why are you hesitating? Alex asked, waving a hand impatiently. I don't know, she said, her voice quiet. I think I should have told him the truth. About us. Alex scoffed. Who cares about your past? You're here with me now. Stop overthinking everything. I leaned closer, silent, absorbing every word. His arrogance, his control was so blatant. Emily's hesitation, her remorse, it was visible to anyone paying attention. Even in this small moment, I felt a surge of, not joy exactly, but vindication. I whispered to myself, she's starting to realize. Small cracks, they always show. The next day, I watched as Alex criticized her choices at breakfast. Why did you pick that table? Seriously? You always pick the worst spots. Emily lowered her head. I thought it was fine. Fine? No, not fine, he snapped, knocking over his napkin. You need to pay attention, Emily. Stop being careless. I exhaled slowly. Every sharp word, every small indignity he piled on her, it made my chest ache, but it also gave me a strange sense of justice. Karma doesn't always strike immediately, but sometimes it simmers quietly. Later, by the pool, I saw Emily glance at the hotel concierge, Ms. Lane, with a guilty smile, subtly apologizing for something Alex had demanded. She kept fidgeting, smoothing her hair, checking her phone, looking uncomfortable. I realized she couldn't fully enjoy herself. She was thinking of me. I whispered, she regrets it. Finally, she's feeling it. Alex, of course, remained oblivious. He strutted around, showing off his fake charm to the other guests, laughing loudly, waving his arms. I shook my head, a mix of amusement and anger swirling. So cocky. He has no idea how fragile this is. That night, I overheard a heated exchange in their room. Why do you keep worrying about him? Alex snapped. I don't know, Emily admitted, her voice trembling. I feel guilty. I can't just ignore what I did. Alex laughed mockingly. Guilty? Please, move on. You're here now. Forget about him. Her silence was deafening. I could almost feel her shame from here. She wasn't proud. She wasn't happy. And even though it hurt to see her with someone else, I felt a spark of relief. She was human again, flawed, like me. I leaned back in my chair, thinking, I can't enjoy this fully. I miss her, I loved her, but maybe she's learning what it feels like to hurt someone. Every observation gave me a strange sense of control over my life again. I wasn't powerless. I wasn't just a victim of betrayal. I could see the truth, the cracks, the arrogance, and the guilt. I could watch it unfold without acting for now. I have to stay patient, I whispered to myself. Let it unravel naturally. Let her regret. Let him stumble. I don't need to push it. I closed my eyes for a moment. The loss still weighed heavily on me, but the tiniest flicker of justice, quiet, subtle, but real, restored a sense of purpose. Watching them, I realized I wasn't just observing a couple. I was learning, surviving, and slowly reclaiming my own strength. Patience, Mark, I murmured. Patience and control. That's how you win eventually. I found Alex by the pool, leaning back in a chair like he owned the place, drink in hand. My stomach twisted, but I forced my face into a calm mask. This wasn't about anger anymore. This was about control. Alex, I said, my voice quiet but firm. He looked up, smirking. And you are? Mark, I said, letting the name hang. Mark, the husband you didn't think mattered. He chuckled. Husband? You mean the guy she left behind? I took a step closer, keeping my tone steady. You see, that's where you're wrong. You think you're clever, that you're the one in control. But you've underestimated a few things. Alex raised an eyebrow. Oh, enlighten me. Emily betrayed me. I said evenly. Yes, she chose to be with you. But don't get comfortable. You don't know her, or me, as well as you think. He leaned back, arms crossed. Bold words. Careful, man. You sound pathetic. I smiled faintly, letting the calm settle over me. Pathetic? Perhaps you'll think so when you realize what arrogance has cost you. She laughed at your jokes, yes. She held your hand. But every glance, every gesture, she carries guilt. She's not free. She's weighed down by choices she regrets. And you're blinded by your own ego. Alex's smirk faltered slightly. I don't know what you're talking about. I shook my head, voice still steady. You do. I've watched. I've seen the way you belittle her, control her, dismiss her feelings. I've seen the small cracks in your perfect little world. And soon, those cracks will show you exactly how temporary your victory really is. Emily appeared at the edge of the pool, arms folded, eyes wide. Mark, I glanced at her briefly. Emily, listen. I'm not here to yell. I'm not here to cause a scene. I'm here to show you both something important. I'm calm. I'm composed. And I'm no longer the victim you think I am. Alex's jaw tightened. And what exactly are you going to do, Mark? I leaned in slightly. Nothing yet. I'm not impulsive. But consider this your warning. You've entered my world, underestimated me, and assumed you could take what wasn't yours. Every careless word you've said, every arrogant gesture, it's all noted. Karma is patient, Alex. I am too. Emily's shoulders slumped slightly. She looked between us, the first real sign of guilt I'd seen in her since all of this began. She whispered, voice breaking. I kept my eyes on Alex. Don't interrupt. This is about truth, about perspective. You think you're untouchable, but the higher you climb on someone else's misery, the harder the fall. And Emily, she's learning that, even if it's painful. Alex opened his mouth to speak, then closed it. He shifted uncomfortably, realizing my words weren't just threats, they were observations. Calculated. True. I straightened, exhaling slowly. I'm not here to fight you physically. I'm here to remind you of reality. You can't buy loyalty. You can't force love. And you can't escape the consequences of arrogance. Emily's eyes filled with tears. Mark, I never meant for. Shoo, I said gently but firmly. Don't explain. Just see. See what your choices have done. See that I've survived and that I'm stronger for it. And maybe, just maybe, understand the gravity of what you've been part of. Alex shifted again, his confidence waning. He realized for the first time that he wasn't in control here, and my calm, steady presence made it impossible for him to argue. I turned slightly toward Emily. This isn't about punishing you, Emily. It's about clarity, about truth, about me reclaiming myself. She nodded slowly, swallowing hard. Her regret was visible now, small, fragile, but real. I stepped back, my voice steady, voice and posture radiating control. Mark doesn't need to beg. Mark doesn't need to plead. Mark exists. Mark is strong, and you will both understand that sooner or later. I left them by the pool, my steps calm, measured, every ounce of me no longer the victim. I didn't expect her to come. Emily stood at the edge of the terrace, hands twisted together, eyes flicking to mine. My chest tightened. Mark, she started, voice quiet, trembling. I exhaled slowly. Emily, I didn't move closer. I kept my distance. My heart still ached, but my mind had begun to steel itself. I need to explain, she said, taking a hesitant step. I know I hurt you. I held up a hand. Emily, don't. My voice was calm, sharper than I felt. I'm listening, but I don't want excuses. I want truth and I want honesty. Can you do that? She nodded, biting her lip. Yes. I was selfish. I let him in. I let myself forget what we had. And I didn't think about the consequences, not fully. You mean for you? Not for me, I said quietly, my hands clenched at my sides. Everything you did, every choice, it hurt me. But I'm not angry anymore. Not in the way I was. Emily blinked. Not angry, she whispered. I still feel the pain, I admitted. I still feel the betrayal. But I've realized something. I don't need to punish you. I don't need to make you feel what I felt. That's not my responsibility. What I need is to protect myself. She took a small step closer. Mark, I'm so sorry. I shook my head. Sorry doesn't erase what happened. It doesn't fix months of lies or the nights I spent wondering why you smiled at him instead of me. I can acknowledge your regret, Emily, but that's all I owe you. And that's all you get. Tears welled in her eyes. I never wanted to lose you. I never wanted. You already did. I interrupted gently. And I've accepted that. But I haven't lost myself. That's the difference. I'm still here, breathing, thinking, surviving. I'm still Mark. And I'm stronger than I was before all of this. She fell silent, looking down. I could see her regret, the weight of what she'd done pressing down on her. She wanted forgiveness, a return to what was, but I wasn't offering that. Not now. Not ever, maybe. I understand if you can't forgive me, she said, voice barely audible. I hoped maybe what? I asked softly, keeping my calm. Maybe we could try again, she whispered. I shook my head slowly. Emily, I'm done waiting for things to go back to what they were. I can't undo the past. I can't erase the choices you made. And I won't let my life revolve around your regret anymore. Her lips trembled, but she didn't speak. I care about you, Emily, I said, voice low but steady. I always have. But caring doesn't mean I have to stay in the pain you caused. I can step away, and I will. For me. For my own peace. For my self-respect. She looked up, eyes shining, searching mine. Mark. Yes, I said. It's time for both of us to move forward. Separately. You need to live with your choices, and I need to live with mine. And that's enough. She swallowed hard, nodding slowly. The tears rolled down her cheeks, but her posture straightened, as if accepting the truth I had given her. I hope you find happiness, she said softly, voice cracking. I managed a small, sad smile. I will. And I hope you learn from all of this too. She lingered for a moment, then turned and walked away, her steps hesitant but final. I watched until she disappeared around the corner. I stayed there, letting the silence wash over me. The pain was still there, sharp and raw, but so was clarity. So was strength. I whispered to myself, I survived. I'm broken, but stronger. I'm free. For the first time in months, I felt a weight lift. The betrayal, the anger, the grief, they were mine to acknowledge, but they didn't control me anymore. I was my own man. I was whole enough to move forward without her. And as the wind brushed my face, I smiled quietly, feeling the first flicker of peace. I walked out of the hotel lobby, my suitcase rolling behind me, the warm sun hitting my face. The ocean shimmered in the distance, but I barely noticed it. My mind kept replaying everything. Emily, Alex, the hotel, the photos, the confrontations. Mark, Ryan's voice cut through my thoughts. He jogged up beside me, a grin on his face. Man, you made it out alive. How's the heart? I chuckled lightly, though it felt heavy. Survive, yeah. Heart bruised, but breathing. That's progress, right? Progress is good. Surviving is excellent, he said. So what now? You gonna storm back in there for revenge, or finally let karma do its thing? I shook my head, smiling faintly. Karma is subtle, Ryan. It doesn't need me to push it. I've learned that. Subtle, huh? He teased. I thought you were all about dramatic payback. Not anymore, I said, voice calm. I realized something. I don't need to humiliate them or make them feel the way I did. I need peace, self-respect, and maybe, eventually, happiness that doesn't depend on someone else's choices. Ryan nodded. Good. That's really good, Mark. Finally, you're thinking about you. I leaned against a railing, watching the waves crash. Memories flashed in my mind. Our first date, the little gifts she gave me, the letters she wrote, the necklace she left on my dresser, the coffee mugs we had collected. Everything was a symbol of us, now tinged with bittersweet closure. I keep thinking about the past, I said quietly. The laughter, the late-night talks, the way I thought everything would last forever. It hurts, but it doesn't control me anymore. You've grown, Ryan said softly. You finally see the difference between loving someone and losing yourself. I did, I admitted. I kept blaming myself at first, thinking I wasn't enough. But I see now, this wasn't my failure. It was a choice she made, and one I can accept without letting it break me. Ryan grinned. Sounds like Mark 2.0. Stronger, wiser, still emotionally alive. And not a shred of desperation left. I laughed quietly, a sound lighter than it had been in months. Yes, stronger, I hope. But also, open to what comes next. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe I'll meet someone new someday, maybe I won't. But I'll approach it differently now. Mindful, careful, and honest with myself first. Ryan clapped me on the shoulder. I like that. That's the guy I know. Loyal, thoughtful, and finally, a survivor of his own story. I smiled faintly, feeling the weight on my chest lift just a little. Thanks, man. Honestly, I couldn't have made it without you. Watching me spiral, keeping me grounded, reminding me who I am. You were the anchor. He shrugged. That's what friends are for. Now, seriously, go live. Don't let the past define your next chapter. I glanced back at the hotel one last time. The pool shimmered, Alex's voice faint in the distance. Emily's figure was gone now, a memory I carried but didn't cling to. My chest swelled with a strange mix of sorrow and relief. I wasn't just leaving the hotel. I was leaving the version of myself that had been trapped in anger and heartbreak. I think I'm ready, I said, voice low, almost to myself. Ready to live for me. To take what I've learned and move forward. Ryan grinned again. That's the spirit. And when you do meet someone new, make sure she's someone worth the effort. I nodded, a smile tugging at my lips. I will. But first, I need to enjoy being just me. Free, whole enough to choose happiness for myself. We started walking down the pier together, the waves crashing rhythmically below. I felt lighter with every step, the tension in my shoulders easing. The past was still there, a scar, a lesson, but no longer controlled me. Here's to the future, I said quietly, more to myself than to Ryan. Here's to you, he said, clapping my back. And for the first time in months, I believed it. The heartbreak had shaped me, but it didn't define me. I was ready.